Hello, this is Captain Drew Cavanaugh with Florida Inshore Fishing Charters and Mosquito Lagoon Sight Fishing Charters, located here in East Central Florida, Oak Hill, New Smyrna Beach, Edgewater, Cocoa Beach, Florida area, on the beautiful Mosquito Lagoon. Just on the other side of the tree lines in front of me lies the Mosquito Lagoon, Cavanaugh National Seashore, and down to the south there lies the Merritt Island National Wildlife Refuge. Today is December 15th, 2012, and here is your Mosquito Lagoon fishing report for the past few weeks. As most of you know, the Mosquito Lagoon fishing, that the people that live here, the lagoon has tremendously improved as far as sight fishing abilities. Over the summertime we had an algae bloom that caused visibility to go down to almost zero. However, it's hard to see out here. The water has turned crystal clear in 99% of the areas, I notice. Sight fishing the lagoon has been at a peak the past several weeks, whether you're fly fishing, using bait to throw towards them, or artificial DOA lures, or whatever you're using. It just cannot get any better. We've been coming across massive numbers of tailing redfish and some really nice giant gator sea trout among the backcountry grass flats. The key out here with this time of the year is always, I can't stress this enough, is stealth, patience, and distance. The distance cannot be explained because due to just past that sign, the channel marker there, as you can see, lies massive amounts of grass flats. It may look to a stranger that's not used to this area that the water depth goes 20-30 feet. Right here in the channel, at the channel marker, sure, it's 10-12 feet deep. But out there in the grass flats, the average depth is 2-3 feet, with most of my fish being caught the past several weeks in 18 to 25 inches of water. And that's pretty much average. We're coming across great numbers here throughout the day, as long as you get clear skies. Today we have a beautiful clear day. On the water today would be probably a good day. Get out there, light winds, you get the sun at your back, and as you're looking that way, get the sun at the back. The sun's in their eyes, you're able to get up on top of these fish as they're feeding in great numbers. Like I said, the key to success is just take your time, be patient, and distance. The distance key is because you're not going to catch fish 2 feet from the boat, 20 feet down, because it's so shallow. So what you're going to want to do is, as you get up on top of fish that you can find, approach them stealthily. I avoid using a trolling motor. You have no idea. A trolling motor, I hear when I'm out there on the flats, I can hear people running the trolling motor in 10 inches of water, and if I can hear the slap of that prop 2-3 football fields away, every fish around him tenfold is hearing the slap of that prop. So I'm a big person that, sure, the trolling motor is a great tool to make up large, massive distances. However, when you approach a fish that is 2-3 football fields from you, I strongly suggest using your push-pull to get on top of them. Think of walking up on top of a deer. You're not going to sit there and take your truck or your four-wheel drive and just barrel out in the woods onto the tree stand where you're at to just get on top of deer right away. You got to take your time and get on top of them. I use a lot of hunting tactics out here and analogies because they apply. Take your time, make sure that when you make the cast that you're not going to land on top of the fish. It'll just scare them. You have to have the ability to throw past them. That's a key. And I'm not talking 200-300 feet. At times I'm talking 10-15 feet away tailing redfish. Well, you need to throw 20 feet out, distance 5-6 feet past them, just like a hunter that's taking a shot. If you have a high-powered 300 Winchester Magnum and your deer is 2,000 yards away, you're not going to take that shot. It's just take your time and apply a little bit of math, and it will increase your success level tremendously. Practice casting, two-handed cast, targeted shots, and your success rate will just rise. Now, here are the basic baits, lures we've been using the past few weeks. I'm a big fan of the DOA Cal, the DOA Shrimp, and the DOA Shallow Running Bait Buster. Some of my favorite colors I like to use are I'm a big fan of white. Anything that's got white on it, white and red, white and black, white on the bottom, because you think about it, mullet are black and white with white on the bottom. Crabs are white on the bottom. Shrimp are kind of white. Pinfish are white. Pigfish, okay, I'll give you that one, but I'm not really throwing pigfish. I'm not a typical to throw out bait and sit for 4 hours and think something's going to come by. I prefer sight fishing, stalking these fish and throwing at them. Some of the flies, black crab, a lime green shrimp, a white shrimp pattern, and you know, sea deucers, clousers, depending on the water depth, how much weeds are out there, you know, and so on and so forth. Light tackle, you know, 10-pound braid, 15, 12, 17-pound fluorocarbon leader, and so on and so forth. And the key is, when you find redfish that are feeding, is just take your time, approach them, be able to kind of analyze the tactical approach that you're making. As the past few weeks, you know, we're getting onto redfish throughout the day. Some of them are schooling fish and they're moving fast, but the tailing fish, as you're pushing towards them, just kind of figure out which way they're going. If their tail's pointing one way, their head is obviously going the other direction. Figure out how fast they're moving. And you have to put the wind into play also as you're making a cast towards these fish. Pretty much everywhere throughout the entire Mosquito Lagoon, there's really no go-to spots. The north end, the south end, the Titusville end, the new Smyrna Beach end, it's all turning out really, really great. This is one of the most beautiful areas in the world to fish, especially this time of year. You can see in front of me there, I'm getting a few dolphin, and it looks like a couple manatee, I'm not sure there. I know I've seen the dolphin there pop up. So, you know, you're not only going to just come out here to catch fish, there's tremendously beautiful things to witness as well. The sea trout, that's a whole different ball game. You know, be sure with every single fish you catch to handle them with the utmost care. Try not to handle them as little as possible. Let them go in the water. This will just help them out on their survival rate upon their release. The future of the fishery is in everybody's hands. So a little bit of caution and a little bit of just control over what you do will protect things in the years to come. The giant sea trout, if you're after those, your best way to target them is to approach them very, very like a tenfold stealth and patience. Throw in front of them, be very cautious of your cast as it goes through the air, and just, you know, the shadows will scare them. In my mind, they're the apex predator. Some of these fish do not get that big by being caught. Most trout, when they were smaller, if they're caught, people would have kept them. But I prefer definitely to keep, I go after the bigger trout, just more of an accomplishment. And yeah, I see some manatee right there in front of us there popping up. The mixed bags that we're getting some flounder, every now and then a ladyfish and jacks. Again, there's really no spots in the lagoon that aren't fishable. Pretty much everywhere's fishable. Just be sure to give your fellow angler a massive amount of space. You ask me what's a good amount of space. I say 1,000 feet. And 1,000 feet on the water is not that much. It's only a couple few football fields. If you get to an area and you see somebody there and you want to go into there, I apply etiquette a lot out here. Early bird gets the worm, first come, first serve. It's like if I want to go out to dinner and I get to a restaurant late and there's a certain seat I want to sit in, there's already somebody sitting there, I just can't go up and sit down on their table or chair. That's just, you know, you could, but that's just not right. So, you know, try to apply that. Also, do remember out here in the Mosquito Lagoon and National Park and the Merritt Island Wildlife Refuge, you do need a free sign permit from them unless you're with a guide. The guide supplies that. And also that there are areas that are pole and troll only, and the Banana River is no motors whatsoever, canoe, kayak, that kind of thing. You cannot possess a combustion engine. And you can go to the U.S. Fish and Wildlife's website and find out that information, and the Canaveral National Seashore. So basically that's a quick report in a nutshell here. The past few weeks, past month or so, and I see it just improving tremendously. Again, it's Captain Drew Cavanaugh with Florida Inshore Fishing Charters, and I can be reached at 352-223-7897, or you can visit my website www.floridainshoreFishingCharters.com. Until then, I want everybody to have a safe and happy holiday, and tight lines and bent rods. Thank you.